Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Teratai. My student ID number is 2103050014. Okay, I will review the journal about the improving students' reading skills through the use of reciprocal teaching technique. Okay, reading occupies a large portion in teaching learning activities. Having a good ability in reading is a demand for students, especially for them who study in English department. It is reasonable since all their learning materials are delivered in English. There are some factors that influence the student in reading. Some experts have identified a number of factors affecting comprehension skills. One of them in Widdowson 1979, who proposed 5 factors which affect the comprehension skills. First factor is intelligence. Every student has different level of intelligence, so it will be possible for them to produce different comprehension. The number of ideas that she or he understands and depth of her or his understanding will be depending on her or his general capacity to learn. Next is experience. Students with limited experience may have difficulty in comprehending many of ideas and activities which other students are familiar with before they come to school. The last is maintenance of reading. Comprehension will be easier for the students if they have all mastered the skills of word attack and word meaning. From the definition, it can be inferred the reciprocal teaching is a technique used to develop comprehension of the text in which teacher and students take turns leading a dialogue concerning section of a text. There are 4 activities that are incorporated into the technique: summarizing, questioning, clarifying, and predicting. There are some strategies and techniques which can be applied to teach reading comprehension, such as collaborative strategies, reading, constructional strategies, instruction, rhetorical teaching, and so on. Due to the needs to find strategy to improve not only student score but also student interaction, the technique might be suitable to overcome this problem is rhetorical teaching. The technique was introduced to them with the lecturer as the role model, and the end of the session the task was given in the second meeting. The lecturers would guide students to lead the discussion in their group. The task was also given at the end of the meeting. In the third meeting, the discussion was led by the student. They were successful in implementing every step of rhetorical teaching. The interaction occurred among them at the end of the meeting. They were given a task. Based on the data presented in the previous section, it can be concluded that rhetorical teaching strategy had successful in improving students' reading comprehension. Their post-test average score was 80 and categorized in very good level. The successful of rhetorical teaching strategy in improving student reading comprehension was influenced by several factors: first, activity methodology and assessment activity. Science cerebral teaching strategy is very useful in improving student reading comprehension. It is recommended to lecturers as well as teachers to implement this strategy to their class. Okay, then text use should be selected based on the student's need. Finally, the result of this research could be useful for other researchers who want to conduct further research. Okay, that's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.